As always, please retry the question before watching the video. There are a few things that you need to know to be able to answer this question. If you don't know the answer, head into your cheat sheet mastermind, go back 5 before continuing in the video. First thing you need to know, what are coordinate adjectives? What are coordinate adjectives? The answer is adjectives that are next to each other and are interchangeable. Adjectives that are next to each other and are interchangeable. What is the easiest way to tell if two adjectives need a comma between them? The answer to that is to reverse the order and put an and between them. If you reverse the order and put an and between them and they still sound good, you need a comma. If not, you probably don't need a comma. Here are two examples. The ACT is a long, important test. So now we're going to switch the order here. Long and important are our two adjectives. And when we switch the order, the ACT is an important and long test. It still perfectly makes sense. And it sounds perfectly good. Therefore, we need that comma between them. If that doesn't fully resonate with you, you can think of it as both long and important are directly modifying test. And they aren't modifying each other. They're modifying test. So let's look at an example where we don't have a comma between the two adjectives. The charcoal gray suit caught my eye. So let's reverse the order. The gray and charcoal suit caught my eye. So this isn't a charcoal suit. It's not a suit made of charcoal. It is a charcoal gray suit. Charcoal is modifying gray. It's telling us what kind of gray we have. And then charcoal gray is modifying suit. So that whole thing is modifying suit. So this is how we determine if there are commas between two adjectives or not. If this doesn't fully make sense to you, I recommend logging into ChatGPT on your internet browser and then going to this link. If you go to the link before logging in, it'll make you log in. But either way, this will give you practice drilling these. And if you aren't familiar with coordinate adjectives and how to tell if something is a coordinate adjective, highly recommend that you take the time right now to fully understand this before and practice and drill it before moving on. So, with those things in mind, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this actual question. On the sands of the Bristol Channel, a large spray painted X promises buried treasure. So, large and spray painted are both adjectives. And so, we're going to switch the order. A spray painted and large X. This sounds fine, and large modifies X, and spray painted modifies X. So they're both modifying X. Therefore, we need a comma between these two adjectives. So we can eliminate answer C, which is the only answer that doesn't have a comma between them. So now we're just basing it on the other commas here. And we should not have punctuation in the middle of the clause. So they're trying to trick you with the quotation marks around X. This isn't something that we are saying. So if they don't say says or something signifying that this is being said, then you should not have the comma there. And that's how they're trying to trick you. So that is punctuation in the middle of a clause for answer A. So we can go ahead and eliminate it. And that is also punctuation in the middle of a clause on answer C when it comes after the X. But we already eliminated that one. So now we're just, answer B as well. So all of those are eliminated, just leaving us with answer D. And everything is great on answer D. Therefore, that is our answer. If this made sense to you, please add it to your worksheet and then continue on to the other clause 1 questions that you missed on this test. If you want more specific practice with coordinate adjective questions on the ACT, you can go to the clause 1 lesson and go down to section number 4, where we are teaching coordinate adjectives, which will give you several practice problems where you're going to see these coordinate adjective questions on the ACT. But otherwise, continue on with the clause 1 mastery and then do clause 1 or the clause 1 questions that you missed on this test, followed by the clause 1 mastery to get 10 correct in a row. Then head back here and do the category that you missed the most of after that.